Hey, what's up, guys? It is Celeb back again for another video. This time around, we're here for an exclusive right here on Cineleaks.com. That's right, baby. We got the opportunity of being flown out to California to check out Amazon Games' upcoming MMO introduction on console, New World Aeternum. And I'm very excited to say that I had a blast playing this game. So first off, I want to give a really big shout out to Amazon for giving us this opportunity of being able to come out, talk to the game development team, and play this game with some other content creators, journalists, and a few others. So I think there was only a handful of us that were there. I think there was like 6 of us that got invited out. It was a really great experience. As you can see, we didn't get to take a lot of pictures in the studios and stuff like that, but later in the video, I'll talk about some stuff that I got as a gift. And I'm very excited to say that I had a blast playing this game. So we got to check out stuff that a lot of people are going to be excited for. And we were the first in the world to be able to have our hands on with this outside of the studio. So what we got to check out was the new Hive of the Gorgon raid. We also got to check out in-game solo trials, as well as the new Cutlass PvP zone. And a lot of the late game content that we got to check out was just crazy, bro. I'm just going to tell you right now, like, it was wild. It was extremely hard. It was crazy nuts. But also in this video, you're going to be able to hear some clippets from our interview that we had with the game director, Scott Lane, as well as the creative director, Dave Verifie, Charles Bradbury, as well as the wonderful and amazing Miss Rosie, who is the associate art director, was also previously the associate art director, or the art director, art lead on EverQuest. So I'm going to tell you guys, this game looks good for a damn reason, and this woman knows what she's doing. She's got years and years of experience, as well as a lot of the people at the studio. So that's what, coming from someone that has not really been into big MMOs, I've never really been somebody that's, played MMOs. I'm very much a solo RPG player. I've got to say, I was really impressed with what I saw. So one of the big things that we've seen from a lot of MMOs before in the past, that either were, previously on PC and then came to console, or were something that was in works for quite some time. Whenever they do come out, they're real rough around the edges. From past experience, I'm not going to name exact certain games that I've played before, but I'm going to tell you, they're definitely rough around the edges a lot of times, and this just feels like a definitive, fantastic version of New World, man. I mean, I've been so impressed with this game in the alpha, in the beta, and now playing it in this version. I was so impressed. The visuals are unbelievably stunning. The areas that we got to actually check out, like with the Cutlass keys and the other in-game stuff that you'll see, was just fascinating, man. It was, I'm a really big gamer that just gets pulled into the world, like, especially if it's something that is visually stunning, has great music, great audio, and just, of course the story really means a lot, but the whole world has to pull me in. And from start to finish of playing this game for the 4 hours or so that we got to play it, I think 3 to 4 hours or so that we got to sit down and play with the dev team and play against each other in PvP, I was just head over heels. So as I was playing this area and trying to make my way to the PvP section of the Cutlass keys, I kind of got a little sidetracked. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So, like, coming from someone that is like a big RPG fan and loves looting, it was really hard for me to kind of focus. With my ADHD and stuff, it was ramping up big time in this game. I was like, oh my God, there's stuff that I can mine. Oh my God, there's giant treasure chests. There's all kinds of stuff that I could do. But I do have to say, my character was looking pretty sick as hell while I was playing it. And that is because our character is leveled max. Like, he's the max level, baby. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. I've got all my skills and stuff set high. We got some amazing max level weaponry as well to take on some of these challenges while we were playing the game. But at this point in time, I did move on and finally start playing in the PvP area. All right, so I know that I said that I went to the PvP section after this, but I do have to say I was leaving, okay? I was trying to make my way out of this badass-looking area that had all this treasure, like troves of treasure, tons of mining that you could do, and this giant-ass Nox creature with a giant cannon on his back that was like some type of mega-forced skeleton monster pirate. Bro. I mean, like, how could I not take him on and take him down, okay? And as I told you guys, I am not somebody that has played New World Aeternum before, okay? So I am not somebody that is going to give you every single detail about this. I know some of these people that are probably watching this video are PC players that are very excited about this game. I'm not going to get down in all the damage that you did. I'm not going to get down into all the other craziness of like, oh, well, you know, in this pack, it's different than this pack or whatever. I'm going to tell you my straight up experience and what I really enjoyed about this. And one thing I really enjoyed about this area, especially, even though it is for higher level characters, is the stashes, bro. Cursed Horde, cursed stashes, tons of different stuff for you to mine. And I mean, there's a lot of games that I have played out there before in the past and that you could do this type of looting and whatever else, but you know, there was always some type of catch, like, you know, you could only do it in this time frame, or, you know, while you're trying to do it, you got a million people taking you on. It's rough for me, okay? I'm the type of guy that plays things on easy or maybe normal. I don't play for the hardest setting. I play for the enjoyment, okay? So give me a break and just understand I had to loot this stuff while I had the chance. So as we said at the beginning of this section, we finally made our way over to the Cutlass Keys area of the PvP section of the map, and we started taking on others in this gaming session. And they were, you know, either journalists or, you know, I can't say for sure who was a journalist. I don't know who was an influencer or whatever, but the group of people that we had were some great people. I think it was Joseph from MMORPG, as well as Alex from GTV, and I'm trying to think of everyone else's name, I'm sorry. But as I said, guys, it was fantastic. It was fun. And of course, you know, in this area, I'm getting attacked by a thunderous phantom. So like, as I'm getting attacked by that, I'm getting attacked by two others. It was chaotic and it was so fun, man. It was like, as I'm getting attacked, I'm like, run away. Look, I'm getting attacked by spectral boars and a spectral puma and a thunderous phantom. It was nuts, man. And, you know, I just wanted to face off against real people, not get the hell beat out of me by some of the, you know, environmental characters. But that's what's crazy about this section, is that it's PvPvE. So you don't just have the challenge of taking on other people in a Aeternum that are real players. You have to take on the world as you're taking them on as well. And it was so much fun. And I'm telling you right now, as chaotic as it was, we had like 10 people, I think, in this gameplay session. As chaotic as this gameplay session was, I can only imagine how crazy it is going to be having everybody in New World Aeternum in this section. Because like, when you pass that barrier, you're straight up in the PvP section. So like, if you get these coins that are based in that area, like the cursed coins, or you've mined, or you've, you know, just done what I usually do and you know, die. No, if you've done what I usually do and just loot, if you die in that area, you're gonna lose loot and you're gonna lose some of the stuff that you have mined or taken time out to try to get. But that's what's really crazy about this. It adds a completely different, like, kind of chapter to the already great amount of content that you have in New World Aeternum. So it was really fun, like I said. So as I said, this was probably some of the most fun that I had playing the game. Once you pass the Cursed Mist, man, I'm telling you, watch out, because it doesn't matter even if you are max level or whatever else. If you ain't on your A game, you're gonna die. Plain and simple. but it was a lot of fun, and it added such a different like feel to the game. I had only, I'd played the alpha, I played the beta, played it during Summer Games Fest, and it was more, all those sections were so centralized around, PvE, and adding in this other, addition of gameplay style to the world of Aeternum, of PvP area, PvPvE. It was nuts to me, dude. And like I had I think that this weapon was like the Thunderburst or something like that. Like I was shooting cannonballs at these fools, trying to take them down, put them in the ground where they belong, and come out victorious. I think I got a couple of kills during this mode, but it was a blast, and we had so much fun as a group playing this section. Now, this next section that we really had a lot of fun in was the Soul Trials, and the Soul Trials puts you against some of the heaviest bosses in the game. And there's a few of them. There's two of them that I didn't have too hard of a time fighting against. But the last one that I fought, it was pretty tough. As you can see here, this was the activity finder where you can find the Soul Trial. So you can do these either solo or with friends. And it's really, really cool. This is some type of like relative moments to the main, I guess, story quest or story trials of the game. But it was really awesome. I know I don't really have any audio on this. We had some audio issue whenever I was recording, but it was cool walking into this area because I hear crying and I'm like, what's going on? I walk down there. I'm like, that's not a woman. That's a octopus beast. Like, it was really honestly nuts. But this corrupted Leviathan was probably the easiest to take down compared to the other two soul trials that we did. So in this next section, I actually changed it up a little bit and decided to go with my musket, but also go with the Void Gauntlet, which was a really cool weapon to use. I'm not the biggest magic user at times, but this Void Gauntlet seemed to do some pretty good damage and had some really great kind of, additional attacks. But you had to face Giannis, who was your teacher and like your master or something like that at one point in time, but he has been corrupted. So it was a really cool scene. It was a really cool fight aspect of things, but at first I was kind of confused of where I was supposed to go, what I was supposed to do, but over a short kind of time of like seeing what was happening, it was pretty easy to pick it up. And I think that's another thing of what I'm talking about. Even with the soul trials or where you're going or what you're doing in New World Aeternum, it's so easy and so well-rounded for people that have never played MMOs before or have just never played New World Aeternum. It's lined out very perfectly as one of those pick up and play titles for the whole family. I can honestly see me, my wife, and probably even my son. He's a very adaptive gamer for the age of 5, and I could see him being able to pick this game up and know pretty simply of like, okay, well, I got to take this guy down, or hey, I have to go to this area and loot this, or I need to take these bad guys on. And I think that's what Amazon Games is really trying to push with this kind of breath of fresh air of New World Aeternum. They wanted to make it easy for players to just pick up and play no matter your history with the genre. Now, as I said, most of this game is pretty easy to pick up, but there's certain sections of this game that you need some help. This is, one of the big pushes about this is, yes, you can solo this game. And I'm sure there are people that can solo this game. Actually, there was only one person out of our group that was able to beat Isabella. And all the rest of us did not have the same exact fate. And I got my ass kicked in this gameplay session pretty easily. But this is the good thing about this game, is that it is balanced. And playing characters like Isabella, who is, one of the main bad guys in New World Aeternum, it's not going to be a simple task. You do have to kind of work on your strategy and skill, and it is best to kind of play these sections with friends as well. Now, moving on from this in the solo trials, we were introduced to our next challenge, and that was the Hive of the Gorgons. And though we didn't really fare the best, there were some really cool aspects of the section of the game that I really loved. So as we moved into the Hive of the Gorgons, we had David the Bold leading the way, as well as Polivar, which was one of the devs, and he was the main tank while we were taking on these challenges. As you can see, he's jumping to let us know where we're going. And as we move along, this was probably one of the coolest sections of our playthrough that I really enjoyed. So we got to do some really awesome kind of raid-esque gameplay, and it was badass, dude. To tell you the truth, coming from somebody that's not an MMO player, playing this and just getting the feel of really what raids really mean. I've played many MMOs, and there's a lot of times that I have not had the opportunity of being a part of like an actual large-scale raid, and this was a well-organized raid, to say the least. It was a really fantastic kind of battle and fight that we got to take on. We had these, different, bird-like nemesis that we had to take on. As well as a lot of different, environmental characters that we had to take down. And it was just great, bro. It was so fucking cool to play this section of the game and just understand that this is what this game is about. It's about togetherness. It's about being a team. It's about having fun. It's about facing these challenges that seem overwhelming, and you don't know if you'll be able to do this even with the team that you have, but somehow you pull it out. As the section that you're seeing now, we had to defeat all these enemies in this chamber. I actually got chosen as the second tank, and our goal was to take down the boar. Our goal was also to take down one of the alpha boars, take down some of the birds and the spiders, and then go over to these areas and jump on these buttons to open up the gate so we can get out of this area. But it was a really cool challenge too. Like as we were taking these characters on, everyone else was taking on the sub enemies, and then we had to run to the buttons, make sure that they shot these red circles to unlock the next section of the demo. Now I will say in this, not demo, but in this playthrough or play session, but I will say in this next section we had to take on an enemy that was way beyond my skill level, and I died fairly quickly. So as you can see, this is setting up for like, hey guys, are you ready to die? This was definitely one of the hardest bosses in the game. Echidna is basically, a giant Gorgon themselves, and it's a really hard boss, a super hard boss. We had a strategy of trying to take out the sides while the others jumped on top of the pillars, anyone that was using range weapons. But as you can see, this dude was straight up like ultra powerful, and I went down fairly quickly and fairly easily. One thing this raid did showcase to me while we were taking on Echidna was the teamwork and what it really meant about these raids, and kind of like having your best strategy before facing off some of these facing off with some of these crazy bosses that you end up facing off in the Hive of the Gorgon, and I'm sure in future content they plan on bringing to Aeternum. After being just completely decimated by Echidna, we were able to move on from that point in time and take on some of these trials, facing off against these Gorgons that were trying to freeze us, Medusa-like Gorgons that were freezing us left and right with their, horrible stone-turning vision. But I was actually one of the ones that was trying to, jump down on this button to activate this fountain. And then we had the opportunity of trying to find Typhon and take him down as well. But this was a really exciting and cool area of the game as well. We got to run through this maze while we're being chased down by these Gorgons. And it was a very comedic aspect of the game at that point in time. I kept trying to help as much as possible, and I just couldn't, man. I couldn't. I had to run away. I had that whole scene from Monty Python happening in my head. But I think that's what I liked about this. It was a challenge. It was really fun. We spent some good time together while we were trying to take this challenge on. And then we had Typhon. So fighting against Typhon, it was crazy as well. As you can see right now, you're thinking, oh, that's just a plant. I'm like, no, that's a death machine. He's about to completely devour us and take us down. So it was, as you can see, flesh, sweet flesh. I'm like, okay, this guy's going to murder us pretty bad. But, you know, what's great about this is that it showcases what Amazon Games is pushing with New World Aeternum. And this, it's not just a refresher. It's not just something that's like, you know, hey, you know, let's rehash something that's already been out before. This is like new content for not just, you know, the previous PC players, but it's such new content of like, this is the type of stuff that will pull console players in, pull console players in to play an MMO on their console, you know, and as Scott Lane had actually said in one of the interview bits, he had said, you know, this is something that is not really, you know, this is not something that you usually see on console. This is a game that kind of stands out on its own, as, you know, this, yes, there's MMO style games that are on the game, but, you know, this is what they're going with, like it being an ARPG. This is an action RPG, an adventure RPG, a stellar RPG, role-playing MMO experience that honestly has taken me and my mind by storm. I am so in for this journey into the world of Aeternum, and I really cannot wait to play more of it when it comes out in October. I can't. I'm so overly excited to level up my characters, to explore the world of Aeternum, and really kind of share with my friends, you know, the passion and the majesty of the world that Amazon Games has built with this. You know, I have been to a lot of things. I've done a lot of stuff in the games industry, but there's only so many times that I've really been kind of like struck and like feel this type of emotional connection to a game and to a world. And in all honesty, Amazon Games is doing it, man. And the reason I say that is because the passion that these devs have for this world that they're building. They're not just trying to, you know, bring this over to consoles for a quick cash grab or something. They've put so much time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into bringing New World Aeternum into consoles, or to consoles, and also bringing this definitive edition to their already existing PC players. That I'm telling you, I would be shocked if PC players did not enjoy what is coming in this package. I really would be. Now, I know there's some negativity. People have their opinions and stuff, and that's okay. That's okay. But I'm coming from someone on the outside that's trying to get into this door of MMO, you know, storytelling. This is going to be something that I'm going to play a lot of when it comes out. So next up, we're going to share some audio clips from the interviews that we did, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Sorry, Rosie, I get that part. We're going to be graded, I guess.
First code to replace the first round in the kitchen.
Rosie and her team built all the beautiful levels and worlds.
Oh yes, in any environment, that was like my team and my specialty.
Awesome. I'm Scott Lane, game director, and we've all talked a lot.
David Verifai, creative director.
I'm Charles Bradbury, I'm art director.
Who's gonna go first?
And that's all the questions.
Here's a question.
Today.
Coming from somebody, I'm more central around consoles. What are you all most excited about introducing New World Aeternum to console players? Not just in the perspective of like, oh, we get a new player base, you know, like, is there a specific thing outside of just like the introductory kind of like, hey, this is how you play, and that things are a little bit different? Is there anything specific that you're just really excited about with the PlayStation and Xbox being able to play in this world?
Well, I think we could each answer it. But for me, I don't think there's a game like this on the console. So I think it's really awesome to be able to get like an action RPG with tons of players that controls very much like an action RPG, but it's not too difficult, it's not too hard, and just that combination of I can play the game as a solo player, I could play it with a bunch of friends. I could play it with a bunch of strangers. It's cool. And there's just something neat. So personally, like my play style, I kind of tend to play solo, but I like to be alone in a crowd. It's kind of fun seeing people and knowing what's going on. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think just to sort of echo what you said, the idea, we were talking about it at lunch, right? Like you can play in a world and see other people around you. And they can res you when you fall down. They can help you kill a mob. Like that sort of shared experience is very cool. And what else is really cool is like at launch of New World, you could not complete the game solo. You had to do expeditions. There were a variety of things you had to do with the group. Now in Aeternum, you can play from start to finish solo also. So it really allows you to play, to your own playstyle.
You can even get into the end game solo now with solo trials.
The DSTs you play.
Awesome.
And it's like and I'm sure you might have an example, but I can't think of another like console game where I might come upon a forest where all the trees are cut down. Like, oh, somebody was just here.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like just that immersive, alive, living world is really special.
Do one of you
adding on?
Please. Oh, this is a question I think you asked.
Yeah, for
I
everybody.
was going to say, it feels really good with controller.
Yeah.
We've been playing this on PC for a really long time, but now with the controller, it feels really good. I can sit back on my couch and play a little more chill, or I can get the headset on and really focus on the raid like we did today. I think it offers a really cool experience on console and PC.
I think for me, I've worked on a lot of MMOs and finally getting to the point where there's this immersive world where you can harvest things. You can see someone harvesting in the distance and see a tree fall. Just wanted to do that forever. All of the beautiful vegetation, like just the opportunity to use as much as we have used and make it so beautiful. And then bringing that to the console and building a community, hopefully with console players. It's just, that's just what I geek out on.
Yeah.
One other quick thing to add is I love the cross-play nature of it. Right? We were talking about this at lunch also. Right? Like, it's just going to create very full worlds and great interactions to see, PS5 and Xbox playing together and PC, that everyone just sort of in the same servers and doing the same matchmaking pool. It's going to be great.
Well, with the level design and art design and stuff, is there a certain area that maybe both of you have really kind of worked together on that you've just been like, you just kind of gushed over and be like, oh my God, it looks so much better than what we planned on it.
Well, every area that we've made, we've tried to make better than the last one that we made. And I think that, so I always have a new favorite every time it comes out. I still really think that the desert Brimstone is just really beautiful, and it's so different from the rest of the world, very open, where the rest of the world is closed. It's like a different temperature. It's very hot. So I still love that area. But, like I said, I like all the new stuff. The new raid is beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anything specific for
I
you?
would say the new intro level, I think, is a big one where the first intro level from the original launch, we actually made very early on. And this was like a nice chance to okay, let's make this really represent what this world has to offer, so short of the beauty of the island and all the magic and sort of the hint at some of the themes that you're going to encounter later and some of the factions you're going to deal with. So that was a fun thing, I think, for our team to okay, this is really starting off the game with a bang and kind of showing off some of our cinematics and some of our storytelling that we didn't have before.
Yeah.
But also the new zone. We've got the ski zone, the new raid. I think there's a lot of visual, new, cool stuff that we're doing there, trying to push the envelope.
Yeah, and in the new zone, there's two things I really like. One, there's a lot of new space. I don't think people realize, but when you overlap the current map with the one that's live right now, we added quite a bit to Cutlass Keys going west. So all that extra area is super fun to play around in. So there's actually a lot of new terrain. And I love, I don't know what the official name of it was. The POI that's the shanty town with all the multiple levels?
The Citadel.
The Citadel
Yeah.
is such a cool POI. It's
very vertical.
A lot of new art put into this zone. This is it's very just sort of iconic, and it's fun to run around because there's lots of different heights and places you can hide. So.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but just from that interview itself, I mean, it shows the passion that Amazon Games is really pushing with New World Aeternum. This is not just some kind of like cash grab or something from the studios like, hey, let's try to get the best amount of players that we can before the game dies or something. We focus on something else. This is an investment, not just into, you know, the world of New World Aeternum, but this is an investment into the players themselves, because the development studio is full of players themselves, people that are passionate, people that love playing the games, love playing in the world that they've built, love playing with the community. And I'm just overjoyed, man. I'm so excited to be able to play this game more. Hopefully I'll be able to play it with you all, and hopefully we'll be able to review this game when it comes out this October. Now, I also wanted to kind of point out as well that, yes, we did have this opportunity, but man, were we gifted some badassery, and I want to share it with you guys to let you see how amazing this gift that we got from the Amazon Game Studios look. Now, we did get this amazing mouse pad as well, this PC mouse pad that just shows like the challenges, and then we got this customized New World Aeternum controller. Now, mine had a little chip in one of the bottom of the right analog sticks, but look how badass that is, bro. It's amazing. And I think there's only like, I don't even know, I think there's like 10 of them even made in the world, and it's just unbelievable. Like, I really do mean this when I say it. I am very passionate. I'm very high energy. A lot of the people I met on this trip understand that now. But this is not just a studio that is about making money. This is not just a studio about like getting a cash grab. This is a studio and a team that is so heavily invested into creating the best MMO, not just now on PC, but the best MMO experience on consoles as well. And I'm telling you right now, from what I've seen, what I've played, and hopefully from what you've seen today, you think that as well. So please make sure to check us out at Cineleaks.com for some of the latest and greatest geek news, movie news, and gaming news. And thank you again, Amazon, for giving us this unbelievably amazing opportunity. I love you guys so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace out.